The reason why I'm very happy to make this endorsement for JobFit is that the Australian Institute for Human Dynamics has a very simple saying, not very good English, but it gets people's attention, and that is this, that if things ain't measured, they ain't done. And when it comes to behaviours, it's very difficult to get people convinced that you can actually measure them. In fact, measure them where they are, fairly and squarely, and measure them where they need to be, and also to measure the journey that they're making in closing their gaps. Let me put it another way. When a company looks at where they are strategically today, and they look at strategically where they want to be in a few years' time, particularly when it comes to greater bottom line dividends, when you look at the behaviours of human beings that are working for you, you'd have to agree that the way people behave is going to have a large determining factor on whether that company reaches those goals successfully and with focus. So the Australian Institute for Human Dynamics has found that with a number of their clients, like Simplot Australia, Volvo, and a number of others, is that they've found that those companies were able to enjoy a greater focus on people changing their behaviours. When people know that things are being measured, they have a more of a tendency to pay attention to them at a conscious level. Otherwise, when people talk about behaviour change, like having more initiative or more assertion, it gets lost in the humdrum or the vacuum of business as usual syndromes. And what happens is it never gets really picked up in performance appraisals, because most people thought it couldn't be fairly measured. But when you can put it to a task orientation, and that my behaviour in having more initiative is going to be measured by A, B and C, and it's weighted accordingly, and it's going to be focused on very fairly and squarely, then I'm more of a willing participant, both as the person being measured, but also the person doing the measuring feels like they are doing something that's really good for the person and good for the company. So JobFit International has a fantastic product in its software where it can actually help an organisation get people to focus on what needs to be measured when it comes to behaviours and how those behaviours are linked to the bottom line strategies of their organisation heading into the future.